all agree that job searching is really hard, which is why we brought in the expert today to talk about 4 recruiter pet peeves that you definitely want to avoid while you're job searching. And you want to stay tuned till the end because we've got lots of free goodies for you to download. I'm Lauren McGoodwin, founder and CEO of Career Contessa, the only career site built for women.
And I'm Madeline Mann. I head up HR and recruiting in the tech industry, and I also have my own YouTube channel called Self Made Millennial.
And you want to make sure to subscribe to our channel because we drop videos weekly. Number 1, not making clarifying statements. All right, Madeline, let's talk about number 1, which is not making clarifying statements. What does that mean?
So we all think that there is certain things that have to go on a resume, and while that's true, a lot of people forget that the resume is a great opportunity to explain a few things that might actually get you accidentally disqualified. Such as, let's say you have a gap in your resume and you just put one line saying, spent 2 years taking care of my mother on her deathbed. Like, that is totally understandable. Or if you're looking to relocate somewhere, say, moving to LA in 3 weeks, you don't have to just put your address and hope that they assume that.
Yeah, we're not mind readers. We're not going to figure it out.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Or even if you have maybe a pattern recently of leaving jobs pretty quickly.
Yes, especially. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, they leave their job because they got laid off or their company ran out of funding or it was a contract role. Just write that. Write that on your resume so people don't assume.
I actually saw a resume the other day where the guy had explained why he had decided to travel for 9 months, and I loved it because normally you would be like, hey, what's this guy doing taking a vacation in Thailand for 9 months? But he made it sound like I took a break, I went through a personal learning journey. I mean, it was a great story. So also this is helpful because you want to tell a good story.
Right, it makes you human.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 2, resume spraying. All right, your second tip is about resume spraying. So let's first make sure everyone knows what resume spraying is.
Yes, so I consider resume spraying that approach where people think applying is a numbers game. So you just look up every single job that kind of looks like something you'd want and apply, apply, apply. Now, I had to put this on the list because it is so incredible how prevalent it is.
Well, it's so easy these days. You can literally apply to like thousands of jobs with just like 1 or 2 clicks.
Right, and it's, as you know, it's pretty obvious when you see a resume that obviously was not tailored. They don't know who this company is. They're shooting it off. And so one thing I've actually done is we had an internship role opened, and I put on the job description, please in your cover letter, write the price of Ethereum for this date. Now, you could find the price of Ethereum with a simple Google search. You don't need to, go crazy for this. But guess how many people did not do that?
I'm sure most of them did not.
80%.
Wow.
And so if you can just be part of that 20% that takes the extra step to reach out to the company or make your resume personalized or show that you are specifically interested in that company, you're now competing with only 20% of people.
Right, absolutely. I remember going to a career fair once and people would come up to the booth and they would say, what are you guys looking for? And we would say, what are you looking for? What job do you want? Because we're not in the business of just giving people jobs to give people jobs. So this is a really important tip. And also, if you are a person who's sending your resume to everybody, recruiters know. And also now you know that sometimes they put little tricks and tests in there. So that was a really good tip. That was so clever. Number 3, not providing objective reasons during salary negotiation. All right, Madeline, so your third pet peeve isn't really about job applications as much as it's about the job offer process.
Yes. So one thing when you get a job offer, something I actually see a lot are people saying, I would really like a higher salary because I'm looking to work closer to the beach or live closer to the beach. I just bought a new condo. I need to pay for that.
Yeah.
I even though I'm making career transition, I would like to just make more than I was making before, even though this job is completely different. These are all reasons that in your heart make sense, but it's not something you want to lay on the employer.
Yeah, it's not their problem.
Right. And so instead focus on your value, right? Like your transferable skills, the things that you bring to the table, and also one thing that I've seen a lot of male candidates do that I think a lot more female candidates could do is talk about the future, right? So talk about how, okay, here's all the value I have today, but here's also what I can provide in the future. If you invest in me, I can, here's what I view. And so I think that get it out of your head of yourself, focus on the company and that value.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I actually do remember an early salary negotiation where I mentioned have school loans, and so I really need to make more money so I can pay for those. And she just told me that that's not my problem. And to be fair, that was a completely reasonable answer. And you're right, I did not go about it the right way at all. So really good tip for those of you. And also, people should be prepared because you are going to talk about salaries in the job application process and the job offer process, and it's going to come up, so you should know.
Right.
Awesome. All right, let's move on to tip number 4. Number 4, be persistent. Follow up. Okay, Madeline, so number 4 you said is more of a, not really a pet peeve, but more something you want more people to do. What is that?
Right, so people actually think that pestering a recruiter, following up, hey, where am I at? They think that that is a pet peeve.
Yeah.
But that is actually a total lie. Recruiters and hiring managers really appreciate the candidates who follow up because persistence gets jobs.
Yeah.
This shows that you really want the job. It shows that you are a go-getter. You don't wait till something happens. It shows that you really prioritize this job and want it.
Yeah. I also think that's a really important part because if the hiring managers or the hiring team is deciding between 2 candidates and one person clearly really wants it, you're naturally going to want to give them the offer. Like, nobody wants to be convincing someone to come work at their company because you know what? Those people always leave.
Yes, and you all would be surprised at how often that is how the choice is made.
Yeah.
And the question I get a lot is, how do I follow up? Like, I don't know exactly what to say. And so, since I get that question so much, I put together a PDF where it's literally, you can just copy and paste these emails. It's 4 different emails, both different emails sent to hiring manager and also recruiters. And so I will share that with all of the Kirk and Tessa viewers for you all to download.
Yes, absolutely. So you can download that. My favorite follow-up, I always joke, like, you're going to put this on my tombstone. I'm just following up, or I'm just circling back. Like, if you have to get creative with your following up because you don't like the word following up, circle back is a good one. So a lot of good options, but I think being persistent is fantastic. You don't have to email them every day. You know, once a week is good, but I totally agree that the people who you just never hear from again, you're like, I guess they're not that interested in the job. And going back to your earlier point, you want to make sure that they're not assuming anything. You want to be really clear.
Exactly. And if they don't say yes, it's not a yes. And if they don't say no, it's not a no.
Yeah, great advice. Well, Madeline, thank you so much for coming over to the Career Contessa YouTube channel today and sharing your 4 pet peeves. It's always just really nice to hear from a recruiter because you guys know this is really happening. And be sure to download her free worksheet. It's going to be in the description below. And we're actually going to be over on Madeline's YouTube channel, Self Made Millennial, talking about how to ask for a raise. So go check that out as well. That's it for today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe because we drop videos weekly.